All right, I think we're live. Are we live?
I believe so.
Yeah, we're live. So I am here with my wife who has almost zero voice. So I'm going to be doing most of the talking, which is what I am good at anyway. So I'm a used car dealer. Me and my wife have a used car dealership, and we have had to lower our prices by quite a bit recently. And there's a lot of dealers that are going to have to do the exact same thing that what we have done, just because wholesale prices are going down by so much. I've recently talked to some auction owners. They're seeing the exact same thing coming through these auctions. We've looked at the Cox data. We know that dealers they're getting pinched, and right now that they have actually got to lower their prices if they want to sell some vehicles. And a lot of them are going to be a lot more reluctant to do this than the small used car lots like mine. I try to stay ahead of the market. I watch all this data, so I know when to move when I have to move. But a lot of other dealers, let's face it, they're not paying attention to this data. They're not paying attention to the market, so they don't really know when they have to move. They are dictated by their floor plans, by their credit lines, and when they start getting pinched by them, that's when they figure, okay, yeah, we need to move. But our dealership, we predominantly sell cars that are $5,000 and under, and right now our sweet spot has been somewhere around 3,500 bucks for at least the last 6 to 12 months. And we have found in the last month and a half that our sales have started to slow quite a bit. And it's not a element of quality or the kind of cars we have. I would actually argue that the cars that we have right now are better quality than the ones that we had 6 months ago, just because we were able to buy them a little bit cheaper at auction. But what we're seeing is that even at the $3,500 level, people don't have the money for it. So what we had to do is we had to go in and actually cut. So most of our $3,500 cars, we transitioned them to a $3,000 car. And what we started to see once we did that is that we found the price point. All right, people need to be between like $2,500 and $3,000 right now to be able to buy our cars. And turned out to be the right decision because we went from selling almost nothing for a couple weeks, and then 2 weeks ago we lowered our prices and we sold almost everything. And now what we're seeing as these auction prices are coming down is we're able to replace all these cars that we just moved out for a cheaper price that we're having to pay at auction, and we're going to end up being able to keep these same prices that we're able to move vehicles with now, that we're getting blown up with now, because we are actually paying a less price for them right now at auction. So just look for that in the retail market, because your wholesale market is going to move way before your retail market is going to move, just like the housing market. Whenever a seller puts a house on the market, then they have to give it time to let them know that, hey, no one's interested in this. Used car dealers are the exact same way. They're going to put cars out there for whatever amount they're going to put it out there for, and then if they don't sell it within 30 days, if they don't get a lot of interest in it with 30 days, that's going to give them the signal that they need to lower prices. We are a small used car dealership. I pay attention to the market. We're able to move faster than a lot of other car dealers are. So, what we're doing right now is what most car dealers are going to have to do a month, 2 months from now. So, just look for that to happen in the market. My wife just gave me the thumbs up. So, we've got a question coming in, and I am ready to answer it.
I hope so. Excuse me, everyone. I'm going to sound a little extra masculine today. Sorry.
Mm.
Weird. Ben Ryder asked, is the crash here?
No, the crash is not here. I don't think a crash is coming. I think it's going to be a continuous downtrend from here until the next bump in prices, which I anticipate being tax time next year, somewhere around February of next year. So, best time for you to buy from here on out is going to be later end of this year. Now, I mean, there's going to be some dealers that are pinched right now, so you can go ahead and start uh, trying to make a deal with some of them that might be slower. I talked to some auction owners. I did an interview earlier today, and they said that seasonality they think is back, and what they see is that the middle of summer is actually the slowest time for them as far as trade-ins. So you might be able to pick and choose some vehicles right now, but my advice to you is still wait. I know you're tired of hearing it. I'm tired of saying it, but you're going to get a better price towards the end of this year than you are right now, because demand is not going to be pushed up in any way. Yes, inventory is not going to get better. It's not going to get better from here to the end of the year. But I think the inventory is going to stay about where it is, and I think demand is going to continuously go lower. So that's going to make dealers get pinched towards the end of the year, even more so than they are right now. Floor plans come due; they come due every month for these dealers, and the longer that they have these vehicles that they can't sell, then they're just going to get pushed even more. So I think the longer that you can wait before next tax time, and we'll be letting you know when that's coming up in the next 8 months. But we'll I think towards the end of the year you're going to get a better deal than definitely right now. All right, what's next?
Well, we've got a couple, excuse me, we got a couple super chats, and to Ron knows stuff. I don't think that I sound beefy exactly,
Beefy?
but I appreciate that. So
Never, I've never. Yeah, is that a compliment?
I don't
Because
think so. It
I've,
doesn't sound like it.
I think we should start it because I would love to refer to you as beefy.
No, no. Anyway, on to better
My
things.
mom might hit me after if she hears this
I might
live
hit
stream.
you. Jacob, 1986, sent $6.99.
Canadian. What's the conversion rate?
I don't know, but maybe you could read it if you
Okay,
can.
I'm sorry. Well, it's hard because the camera's right here and the screen's right behind. So love your vids. I live near GM plants. There are so many trucks, they do not know where to put them. Fields, random places. Yeah, I've heard this on Ford side. I really haven't heard on GM, but yeah, these truck manufacturers, GM, Ford, Stellantis, all the Rams that they got sitting around everywhere. There's a problem, and I know I talk about this a lot on my channel. I'm concerned for Ford, especially because there's just F-150s everywhere at these dealerships, and I don't. They keep producing them, and I've heard that they got plans to shut down some plants, but they haven't made any official things yet. So they can't just keep pushing them out, and you're going to see some plant closures. I think very soon if we haven't already heard of it by now. Thank you, Jacob, for the contribution. We really appreciate it.
And here's one from a member, Jill C, with absolutely nothing else.
Gil or Gil?
Gil.
I think it's Gil.
Did I say? I'm sorry.
You said Jill.
I'm so sorry. I didn't think it was Jill.
Sorry.
Thank you, Gil.
Sorry, Gil. Thank you so much for the money. That is greatly appreciated.
But not necessary.
But not necessary.
All right, we are getting several of them in now, so let's start right here. I'm thinking what year of Toyota Camry, Honda Accord, or Nissan Altima to buy at a budget of about $6K.
Perfect. That is the perfect budget for you to buy one of these vehicles. Of the three, I like Toyota Camrys the best. Honda Accords, you can buy the 4 cylinders. You're going to have less problems out of the transmissions and the motors in those. You know what? Same thing goes for Toyota Camrys. 4-cylinder, you know what? Nissan Altima too. All three of them. If you're looking at one 4-cylinder, Nissan Altima is going to be the cheapest one. You definitely don't want to buy the 3.5. That's the one that I would stay away from. It's the 6-cylinder motor, the Nissan Altima. I don't know. They put different transmissions in them, and the motors were junk. So 2006 and earlier, because if you go to 2007 Nissan Altima and later models than that, then they have CVT transmissions. I don't want those. So a 2002 to 2006 Nissan Altima with a 2.5 motor, I'm absolutely fine with you buying that. We buy them all the time. They're great cars. Honda Accords, the 4-cylinders, I'm fine with those. Buy those. Great car. Toyota Camry, even the 6-cylinders. You really can't go wrong with Toyota Camry. That would be my pick. I would pick a 4-cylinder Toyota Camry, somewhere around that, probably 2002 to 2008-ish. Will probably be good for your budget. I like that you have $6,000. You can buy a car. You don't have to have payments. I would prefer that you buy from an individual and not from a dealer. Just so you can try to vet the history of the car and you don't have to pay any unnecessary fees. But whatever you buy, whatever you're going to do, you're going to hear me say this about any used vehicle. Find a good mechanic first and then get the vehicle checked out by your mechanic before you purchase this vehicle. As, unless you're just a mechanic yourself, but if you're not and you don't know exactly what you're looking for, let a mechanic run through this car like they were going to buy it for themselves. That's what I want you to do. And I am fine with you paying actually a little bit more money to someone you might know that has a vehicle like this because you're going to know the history on it. So, but of those three, you've got kind of my limitations on each one of them, but my preference would be a Toyota Camry. If you can find one for your budget with, even 150,000 miles, I'm not scared of it. I was just going to go another 150,000 miles as long as you take care of it.
So, sorry, real quick. We've got a couple comments that the sound is weird. I don't know if that's because of my voice. So, if it sounds funny, tell us which one of us sounds funny, so we'll, adjust if we need to.
Yeah, we'll try to fix that.
And one comment that came in, I wanted to just put up and address. Time Writer is thinking that only members get answers. We're actually not doing that at all. It's just getting to which ones come through. So just so you know, it's not members
Yeah,
only.
not members only for this. We're trying to answer as many questions as we can.
And also Time Writer had also asked, "You still have that black Toyota Sienna?" I have no
I think
idea.
we sold it yesterday. I know we sold a Sienna yesterday. I saw it come through on Teams. So probably not. We've been selling a lot of cars here lately.
Yeah, they are going through. Let's see here. So we've got another super chat. What's your price opinion on a 2011 to 2015 Explorer?
I don't care for Explorers. I worry about their transmissions. They're always leaking from the back valve cover if it's a 6-cylinder. I think the 8-cylinders are bad about that
Yours
too.
is
Mine's is bad. My connection. Let me. All right, we will try that. See if that fixes anything. But Explorers, I don't like them. I would rather you buy a 4Runner. I know it's going to be a lot more expensive. I would rather you buy a CRV. I know they're a little bit smaller, but what else can I put you in? Even like a Chevy product. I like Ford. I drive a F-150. I don't like Explorers. I'm scared of the transmissions. I'm scared of the motors. So
all right. This is gonna be tough to keep up. We've got so many questions coming in. This is when we talk about some on some videos, but if you could give us insight into auction fees and rerun fees for sellers.
So for sellers, it's going to be different depending on the auction. It's going to be different depending on how many vehicles they actually bring to the auction. It's going to be different if they're a franchise dealer, if they're an independent dealer. So typically, the cars that I buy are ran by franchise dealers, and they're going to have a different fee structure than someone like me that's not bringing very many cars. Because these franchise dealers, they bring cars to auction every single week. The auction that you typically see on my channel is a smaller auction, so they're going to give them favorable rates because they want to have their continued business. They still get charged a fee, but I will say from my side, when we brought like 10 cars, a lot of cars, then they would charge us somewhere between like 50 and 75 bucks to sell. As far as rerun fees, like a no sell fee, if a seller has to no sell a car, if they're not a big seller, then I've seen no sell fees anywhere from 50 to 50 to 100 bucks.
Something's going on with it still.
All right, awesome. Let me see if I can fix the micro quick. You talk.
Oh, I can talk. Great. So let me find a nice, easy question for me. Mario asked if we have flooring. We do not finance anything we buy, and we do not finance anything we sell. So, completely debt free. We've never floored a single car in the history of the dealership. So absolutely not. We do not do any flooring.
Check, check, check. All right, I unplugged everything and plugged it back. So hopefully we are doing better than we were before.
Okay. So let's see. We got a couple of the comments about audio. So now that we've got that changed, if you can just come back and let us know.
Yeah, let me
What's
know if I'm
happening.
cutting it out. It might be a connection thing. If it is, I'm very sorry, and I hate that we're doing that. We're very soon if we're doing that.
I can't tell through with a delay if they're still saying that it's bad. It's still bad. Nope, no better on the sound. It's the same. It feels
Okay.
like
Maybe we should.
okay, so we're gonna end the broadcast and start it right back
Yeah,
up.
we're gonna start it up. We're gonna check things, and we'll start it up again in about.
I
Awesome. All right, fix it.
Sorry about that, guys.